Have you ever wondered what red blood cells are and why they are so important? Well, buckle up as we embark on a fascinating journey into the microscopic world within us. Red blood cells, or erythrocytes as they're formally known, are the most common type of blood cell and the vertebrate body's primary means of delivering oxygen to body tissues. They are like microscopic delivery trucks, cruising through your body's highways, your blood vessels, carrying precious cargo, oxygen. Without these diligent workers, our bodies would grind to a halt, starved of the oxygen we need to fuel our cells and stay alive. In this video, we'll be exploring the world of red blood cells in more depth. We'll delve into their structure, understanding their unique biconcave shape that's perfectly tailored for their role. We'll examine their function, and how they're produced and recycled. We'll also touch on disorders that can affect these cells, and how they can impact our health. Now that we have a general idea about red blood cells, let's dive deeper and explore their structure. Red blood cells, otherwise known as erythrocytes, have a unique structure that allows them to perform their function efficiently. These workhorses of the circulatory system are small but mighty, and their design is no accident. Let's begin with their shape. Erythrocytes are biconcave, which is a fancy way of saying they are shaped like a donut with a thin center instead of a hole. This shape is remarkably efficient. It maximizes the surface area to volume ratio, allowing for rapid gas exchange. Oxygen can be picked up quickly in the lungs, then just as speedily dropped off where it's needed in the body. Interestingly, red blood cells are one of the few cells in our body that lack a nucleus. This absence is not an oversight. By giving up their nucleus, red blood cells make room for more hemoglobin, the protein that binds oxygen. Without a nucleus to take up space, a single red blood cell can pack in over 270 million molecules of hemoglobin. That's a lot of oxygen-carrying capacity. Speaking of hemoglobin, let's talk more about this vital protein. Hemoglobin is made of 4 protein chains, each with a ring-like heme group in the center. Nestled in each heme group is an atom of iron, which has the crucial job of binding oxygen. When oxygen binds to the iron in the hemoglobin, it turns the blood red, which is how red blood cells get their name. But hemoglobin doesn't just carry oxygen, it also picks up carbon dioxide, a waste product, from the body's tissues and transports it back to the lungs to be exhaled. This dual function is vital for keeping our bodies healthy and our cells functioning optimally. In conclusion, the structure of red blood cells is a marvel of biological design. From their biconcave shape to their nucleus-free interior filled with hemoglobin, every aspect of their structure is tailored to their role as the body's primary transporter of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Understanding the structure of red blood cells helps us comprehend how they function. Let's delve into that next. The main function of red blood cells is to transport oxygen from the lungs to the body's tissues, and then return carbon dioxide from the tissues back to the lungs. This process is a fundamental part of respiration, the series of reactions that keep us alive and kicking. Let's take a closer look. Picture a red blood cell on its journey through the body. As it passes through the lungs, it picks up oxygen. This oxygen binds to a molecule called hemoglobin, which is found in abundance in red blood cells. Hemoglobin is like a taxi for oxygen, carrying it from the lungs to the farthest corners of the body. Once the oxygen-filled red blood cell reaches the body's tissues, it doesn't just drop off the oxygen and leave. No, it's a round-trip ticket. The tissues take the oxygen they need and load the hemoglobin with carbon dioxide, a waste product of respiration. This carbon dioxide is then transported back to the lungs by the red blood cell, where it's exhaled out of the body. This exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is an ongoing process, repeating millions of times a day. This might sound like a lot of work for a single cell, but don't worry, they're not doing it alone. Each of us has trillions of red blood cells, all working together to keep us alive. And each red blood cell is packed with millions of hemoglobin molecules, each capable of carrying 4 oxygen molecules at a time. But hemoglobin doesn't just carry oxygen and carbon dioxide. It also plays a crucial role in maintaining the shape of the red blood cells. These cells are shaped like a donut without a hole, a biconcave disc, which allows them to squeeze through the narrowest of blood vessels. Hemoglobin helps maintain this shape, ensuring efficient transport of gases. So in essence, red blood cells are the body's delivery service, bringing much-needed oxygen to the tissues and taking away carbon dioxide. It's a system of enormous complexity and precision, one that operates silently and ceaselessly to keep us alive. The function of red blood cells is vital to our survival. But what happens when things go wrong? Let's delve into that next. There are several conditions and disorders that can affect the red blood cells and their function. One of the most common disorders related to red blood cells is anemia. Anemia is a condition in which your body lacks enough healthy red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen to your body's tissues. It can make you feel tired and weak because you're not getting the oxygen you need. There are many types of anemia, each with its own cause. It can be temporary or long-term, and it can range from mild to severe. In severe cases, anemia can damage your heart, brain, and other organs in your body. Another prevalent disorder is sickle cell disease. This is a group of disorders that affect hemoglobin, the molecule in red blood cells that delivers oxygen to cells throughout the body. People with this disease have atypical hemoglobin molecules called hemoglobin S, which can distort red blood cells into a sickle or crescent shape. The irregularly shaped cells can get stuck in small blood vessels, which can slow or block blood flow and oxygen to parts of the body. This can lead to various complications like infections, pain, and fatigue. Polycythemia vera is a lesser-known but equally significant disorder. This condition causes your bone marrow to produce too many red blood cells, making your blood thicker than normal and causing it to flow more slowly. This can lead to blood clots, which can cause strokes or heart attacks. There's also thalassemia, a genetic blood disorder characterized by less hemoglobin and fewer red blood cells in your body than normal. Symptoms can include fatigue, weakness, and shortness of breath. These are just a few examples of the many disorders related to red blood cells. Each one can significantly impact a person's quality of life and overall health. And while some of these conditions are genetic and cannot be prevented, early detection and appropriate treatment can manage symptoms and prevent complications. Understanding these disorders emphasizes the importance of red blood cells. Now let's summarize what we've learned. Red blood cells are truly remarkable. Their structure and function are essential to our health and well-being. Today we've embarked on a journey through the world of red blood cells, exploring their structure, function, and importance to our bodies. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've discussed. We started with the structure of red blood cells. These tiny biconcave discs are designed for optimal efficiency. They are flexible, allowing them to navigate the smallest capillaries, and their flattened shape maximizes their surface area for efficient gas exchange. Inside each red blood cell we find a protein called hemoglobin, the molecule that binds to oxygen and carries it to every corner of our body. But the magic of red blood cells doesn't stop at their structure. Their function is equally impressive. These cells are the primary carriers of oxygen from our lungs to every cell in our bodies. They pick up carbon dioxide, a waste product, and transport it back to the lungs where it can be exhaled. This essential process of respiration wouldn't be possible without the tireless work of our red blood cells. Just as in any other biological system, things can go wrong. We discussed several disorders related to red blood cells. Anemia, a condition marked by a decrease in the number or the function of red blood cells, can leave individuals feeling tired and weak. Sickle cell disease, a genetic disorder, causes red blood cells to become misshapen and less efficient at carrying oxygen. Polycythemia, on the other hand, results in an overproduction of red blood cells, making the blood thick and slow. Each of these conditions highlights the critical balance our bodies must maintain for optimal health. In our exploration of red blood cells, we've seen just how vital they are to our survival. They are the silent heroes of our bodies, constantly delivering life-sustaining oxygen and removing waste. They are a testament to the intricate and delicate balance of life, a balance that can be disrupted by disease, but also restored by the amazing capabilities of our bodies to heal and adapt. We have also seen how studying red blood cells can provide insights into larger questions about human health and disease. Understanding these cells, their structure and their function, is not only fascinating but fundamental to the field of medicine. It's a reminder that even the smallest components of our bodies play monumental roles in our overall health. So the next time you take a deep breath, remember the tiny, tireless red blood cells that make it all possible. They are the unseen heroes working around the clock, ensuring that every cell in your body gets the oxygen it needs. And as we've discovered today, there's a lot more to these little cells than meets the eye. So here's to the red blood cells, the unsung heroes of our bodies, tirelessly keeping us alive, one breath at a time.